Turn up. Take it.
Hello and good morning, everybody. Welcome to our live stream here at AGIPRODJ. I'm joined by Jake Hill from Denon, and today we are taking a look at the brand new Denon DJ SCLIVE 2 and SCLIVE 4. Jake, how you doing, man? Jake is currently relaying off the planet Jupiter and bounce off of its moon Titan. So, Jake, are you there? Oh, he's muted. We unmute him. Boop. Yep. All right, so we'll get Jake back in here in a second. So today we're taking a look at the brand new Denon DJ SCLIVE 2 and the SCLIVE 4. These are two new streaming controllers that were launched today from Denon. They're very cool. They're a primarily streaming platform designed for someone that's wanting to use streaming audio as their primary source. So we've seen some comments. There's been some videos that have popped up where people have suggested that why does this exist? Why, they already have the Prime 4. The fact that they made these controllers for to support the brand new Amazon audio streaming. So that was truly the primary reason for launching the SCLIVE 2 and SCLIVE 4 was to support the new Amazon music streaming service. So, morning, Kevin.
Hey, so yeah, Jake just messaged me over Skype. He's doing a quick reboot. He was getting some audio issues and camera issues, so we're gonna run that. But and I mean, yeah, we were talking about this earlier. Why does the SCLIVE exist? Why does anybody care? And I think there's a lot of pushback on the price and a lot of pushback on the controller itself. But honestly, it's solid. It's a reasonable entry point based on the cost of gear today. It's not like 2 years ago when something came out and everything was a little more affordable. I mean, just the cost of everything is a little more right now.
Right.
The thing that I sort of wanted to focus on when we get Jake back on is to talk a little bit more about the Amazon streaming. Not everybody, pays for Tidal or BeatSource or any of the other streaming sources. Obviously, I'm a big fan of Dropbox as a streaming tool. So when you can get your own library archived on a Dropbox and be able to sync that with your Prime unit, I think that's the way that I am excited to use it. The onboard speakers, they are what they are. I think from a prep standpoint, they're going to be really easy to set up your mixes and do some training and stuff like that. But you're not going to perform out with them, and I don't think you're going to really use them in a performance setting as a monitor or reference monitor. But that's my take on it anyway. I'm watching to see if he's popping back in over here.
I don't see him yet. The cool thing is they're in stock. They're ready to ship.
True.
This was a show and go, which is very cool. We've already got orders for both the 4 and the 2 already this morning, right?
Correct.
Nice.
Let's see. So anybody popping in the chat, we're sort of starting the conversation before Jake joins us. If you're on Twitch, you'll see we have some new emotes. Fernando just popped a couple off. You can see them in my screen over here. But if you're a follower on Twitch, you can use those emotes. Let's see. What do we got for questions?
Anything useful?
This is an interesting question as far as the difference between the build quality compared to the Prime 2 and the Prime 4. So it is a mostly plastic chassis, but it doesn't feel cheap. I mean, they're light. I think
Portable.
the big one I think is what was 24 pounds if I remember right when I put it on the scale, and
That's
that was
shipped weight.
shipping weight. So it's it's going to be less than that, obviously. But I don't think there's any, and I think even if you've seen Mojack's or Phil's video, I think, and Cleveland Terry, I think everyone kind of touched on, they feel solid. I mean, there's not a lot of concern about durability on it. The faders feel good. The crossfader's got a little bit of play in the crossfader, but I think that it's unreasonable to expect a battle style DJ who needs that tight cut on a crossfader is going to be the guy that's going to use these, in my opinion. But
wasn't really made for him.
Exactly.
Or her.
Let me see what Jake's back on Skype. He's doing a quick reboot. Okay. So, so you got to love technology when it cooperates and, do our best. Anybody else got a question here that we should highlight and at least address?
Yeah. Manuel asked, will Amazon Music be available for Prime players?
So we can sort of front load this question. We were talking to Jake about it a little more in more detail, but the reason that the SCLIVE 2 and SCLIVE 4 exist at the time they do is because the partnership was being developed with Amazon to offer streaming. And so right now, the only controllers that are going to support the Amazon Music is going to be the Prime SCLIVE 2 and SCLIVE 4 at this time. It seems reasonable to expect that in the future, there will be additional hardware that have whatever is necessary to make it work in the future. I think we got Jake back.
Yeah. Hey guys, sorry about that.
That's all right. So I'm going to slide out of the screen, but Jake, if you could just give anybody who doesn't know from before, like what's your role? How do you fit into the world of Denon? And I'm going to slide myself right out of the screen and let you talk for a second, and then I'll let you guys get on.
Cool. Yeah. So, hey guys, I'm Jake Hill. I'm the senior marketing manager for the DJ brands at In Music. So I handle Denon DJ, Rain, Newmark, and Stanton, and also help with the Engine DJ marketing side for the actual OS and software. So I handle everything DJ related myself. I came to In Music a couple years ago from a super boring corporate banking job, but I've been a DJ for 25 years. I love it, with all my heart. Turntablist background. I was in Red Bull 3 style, but I'm also just into anything DJing. I've done tons of weddings, done the mobile thing for years. So it's just a passion of mine. I love it. Passionate about the brands, passionate about the products. And so today I brought, I have overhead cam. We're going to talk through the SCLIVE 4, which officially, did you hear that, Nick Spinelli? Officially released today. I know it was a little bit of an interesting launch, but it is what it is. Things happen, but we're here. It's a great product, and I'm excited to talk about it.
Awesome.
Shout out to Nick, though. I do like Nick. So just give it.
Doesn't everybody like Nick? Well, I suppose not everybody likes Nick, but
I don't know about that.
I like Nick. He's a hoot. So. Well, cool, Jake. I appreciate you taking the time to jump on with us this morning. And we've had some people that have asked already about some other questions, but why don't we go ahead and go through the overview? I think that's probably a great place to start. And then we'll let some questions pile in, and then we can circle back around and we can talk about people's questions, some specific features, streaming sets, et cetera, et cetera. So take it away, man. I'm going to bounce myself out. There we go.
All right, now I'm gonna switch mic. I'm gonna switch mics, so we're still good. Mic up top, right? We're picking up the audio. Okay.
Yep.
Cool. All right, so what we have here, we're gonna take a look at the SCLIVE 4. We would say, from a marketing standpoint, this is a 4-channel club standard standalone DJ controller. And I know a lot of people say, "Oh, it's not a controller; it's standalone." Well, it is. So this out of the box does work with Serato DJ Pro. And the Serato DJ Pro license is included when you purchase the SCLIVE 4 or the SCLIVE 2. So you get the Serato DJ Pro license included. Virtual DJ, the integration does work, but that is the Pro license upgrade. to have that connectivity. Usually with virtual DJ, you can have they have that trial period where you can use it at home, but then when you want to access some of the other features, it is a paid upgrade. So what we have here, the big thing, the big news that makes this different is it's the first DJ unit or DJ equipment in general to use to be able to access Amazon Music. And so this accesses Amazon Music Unlimited, which is access to over 100 million CD quality tracks on the Amazon Music catalog. And to access, let me just see here, I'll just connect to my Wi-Fi. And then we'll pop in Amazon. I can show you a few things. All right, we're in the old cut cabin. Okay, so just really quick, we connect to Amazon Music, and what's nice, it's similar to a lot of the other streaming services that connect, SCLIVE 4, just like our other Engine DJ products, hardware products. It will access Tidal, BeatSource, Beatport, Dropbox, and SoundCloud Go Plus. So with this one, Amazon is pretty cool. We have heard some feedback from the field that a lot of kind of like special niche music or even local music that you can't find anywhere else on Tidal or Beatport, you can find on Amazon Music. So it has one of the largest libraries around, and really it's just like any other streaming service. You can go into top songs. It'll pull a live, actually I have a better view here, hang on. There, probably a little blurry because of the resolution of streaming, but you can kind of get an idea of the layout. So you can go through top songs, you can go through their top albums, and these charts are updated in real time. And top playlists, you can go back to the general playlist where it has like the new layout recommended for you, and that's based on your Amazon Music listening preferences, which I thought would be a really cool thing for DJs. If you play a lot of songs and you seem to curate a certain type of music, you may be able to stumble upon some nice hits in that recommended section. And then you have your My Music, where it's your saved playlists and things like that. So we're allowed to do Amazon Music, and where others cannot, because we designed these with and I think you, Ty and Kevin, were talking about that when I jumped in. We designed it with a secure chipset. So we couldn't just bring it to any Engine DJ product. We had to make new products so that it meets the DRM, digital rights management requirements of Amazon. And so that's why you're going to see it here and nowhere else. So I will get into really quick some of the things that make this unique. I have an SD card inserted in the back. So there's one SD card slot and two USB slots. And so you can have three sticks or three forms of saved media to have your tracks loaded. And it's really easy to, with Engine DJ Desktop, if DJs aren't familiar, if you're a Serato DJ coming over, like this turntable training wax crate was a Serato crate that I just simply drug over on Engine DJ Desktop and exported to the drive. And then when I place it in the SCLIVE 4 unit, all my tracks are loaded up. Let me just switch the view. And so I can access them with a library view in the middle. And then if you're not familiar with our ecosystem, it's a simple swipe over, or you can scroll down and load, and then you pick your deck. And then the deck selection buttons are on each deck to switch from deck 2 to 4 on the right and 1 to 3 on the left. So what's really nice about the SCLIVE 4, which is similar to the Prime 4, is I prefer, there's a mode, let's see, let me change the view mode to kind of the 4 stack up decks. Let me switch to that, where they align perfectly with the channels. So it's nice so you can keep track of things. And a nice aside, and I'll get to the effects section in a moment, but what's really cool, you see you can change the color coding of your decks. Let me pop into that close camera. Red, purple, blue, green is the default. But then if I look at the effects section, we have the kind of club standard effects section here. When I select an effect, the color of the assigned channel, so right now it's assigned to channel 2, it's in a quick glance I can see that it's highlighted in purple, so I know which effect I'm applying to what channel. If I switch it over to deck number 4, it's red. So it's kind of a nice little attention to detail that I do enjoy with the SCLIVE 4. And then so let's get to the effects, and then we can switch it back, and we can answer some questions and things like that. So one of the big things that sets this apart from, say, another Engine DJ hardware product like the Mixstream Pro is that Mixstream Pro is great. It's great for at home. It's great for practice. It's great for just having fun. It's even great for gigs. A lot of DJs are using those for gigs. But when it comes to like stepping up the performance capabilities of the controller, this is where this line, this SCLIVE 2 and 4 line, that's where they shine, and that's really what they were created for. So it's a step up from Mixstream Pro. It's not quite to Prime 2, Prime 4 territory, but it adds these performance features like the channel effects, the sweep effects we call them, and the club standard BPM effects. So you can actually, put on a performance with this versus just kind of being DJ curious or messing around. So let me go through some of the effects. I have like a drum loop over here. We'll just loop it. And again, the encoder loop knobs are on each deck, like a lot of the other Denon DJ hardware. And so the sweep effects, let's go through them. So you can start with the filter knob, just in filter mode. So it functions as a normal filter. And then you can start getting into some of the effects. Now we have a noise, which is almost like a so that's like the sweep up or sweep down effects that we would always use when we're making our own transitions or remixes. That is what that effect does. And what we saw Flipside do, I don't know if everybody has seen the Flipside performance video, but I don't know why it didn't occur to me. He just loaded up just a random deck that wasn't playing, and then he just played the noise on the deck. Let me assign it to the crossfader. So he was playing a track, So a nice little tip from Flipside. I didn't even think of that. I don't know why, but that's a great performance feature with the noise effect. Next up, we have echo controlled by the knob. And that is post fader. And as you rotate the knob, that adds or truncates down the beat division. And then we have wash. And the big difference between echo and wash is the wash is almost like an echo out. When you do the full knob turn, it will kill the audio and tail out that echo. So the sweep effects, they're performance focused. So if you're multi-channel mixing, it's great to engage those. You can layer those with the BPM effects, which is the effects section here. Now, I won't go through all of them, and I probably won't even go through but one or two, but I want to show you the depth that you can achieve with these. So I select Echo for deck number 4. And so in its state that I have now, I have, let me zoom in on the screen really quick so you can kind of see the settings here. So it may not be super clear, but echo selection, then it has the beat division on the screen. So as I turn my time parameter knob in the corner, I can adjust the beat division. But then if I press the time parameter knob, which is, let me pop out, time parameter knob right here is what I'm doing. If I press it, it jumps over to between beats and feedback, because some of the effects on the unit have multiple levels of adjustment. So for example, this echo not only has a beat division, but it has a feedback level. So I can dial it in and then still adjust the wet dry as a third adjustment. And then to obviously select a new effect, you just twist the BPM effect knob, and there are 13 different effects, BPM effects on the SCLIVE 4, and 4 of the sweep effects. So that covers the effects. The decks themselves, they are a really nice 6-inch capacitive jog wheel. And what's really nice about these that you may not notice at first glance, the touch surface was extended to the edges. So if you look at like the Prime 4, Prime 2, the touch surface does not go all the way to the edge, But on this unit, on SCLIVE 4 and 2, we did extend that touch surface, so you have touch sensitivity all the way to the edge of the platter. And the platter, I've been watching the reviews from all the guys today, and there have been a lot of positive comments on the platter weight and resistance, and it's a nice balance that we've achieved with this. And same thing with the pitch bend. It's not too heavy, not too light. They're great jogs. And then just a couple more quick things, and then we can open up questions and chit chat. All the other basic features are here. The pad modes on the SCLIVE 4, we have Q, save loop, auto loop, roll, slicer, and slicer loop. And then on the SCLIVE 2, I know what you're thinking. Oh, there's only 4 pads. Well, on the SCLIVE 2, there's a bank button. Actually, here, hang on. This is not officially planned, but you can see in the lower corner on the SCLIVE 2, we have 4 pads, but this button is a bank button, and this obviously isn't plugged in. But in the normal state, it's pads 1, 2, 3, 4, slots 1, 2, 3, 4. You press bank, it opens up slots 5, 6, 7, 8. So you still have 8 pads of performance function, but in a smaller space, utilizing only 4 performance pads. And what else? I mean, there is dedicated beat jump. If you're not familiar with Engine, a lot of the settings you can see on the screen before you engage. So I can adjust my loop size, and you can see in the corner it increases or decreases. And then you can also adjust your beat jump size. And then upon adjusting that, you can hit your beat jump buttons right here, or track skip there, parameter buttons there, and all the other features you would expect on a modern Denon DJ controller / standalone. That is, well, let's talk about the speakers really quick. We'll answer questions. So the speakers are a step up from the Mixstream Pro, bigger speakers and bigger cabinets too. So it's a low profile unit, but the cavity for the speakers is much larger than, say, on the Mixstream Pro, and designed differently. So they are fairly loud. And so they will cut through a lot of audio. We like to say if you're mixing at home, they're perfect. I find they're really great. I had to do a lot of content creation for the launch, obviously. And it's amazing to have built-in speakers on a unit because the camera picks it up, like for these demos, so you can hear the true audio. But then if I'm making videos where I'm recording, internally on Engine, which is like 2 clicks away, I could sync up that video really easily because I have the audio from the unit without having to hook up another speaker. And then lastly, I'll mention we have 2 mic inputs on this, and the mic settings are all adjustable. Let me get in here. Inside user profile in your settings, you have a mic setting, and so you have your EQ in here. So when you dial it in, it'll save in your profile, and then the next time you plug into the unit with your mic and load it up, it will be your EQ settings. EQ knobs are full kill, and I think that covers almost everything. So I'll open it up to you guys. Questions and things we can talk through and show everybody.
No, thanks for that, Jake. So effects can be layered between the BPM effects and the sweep effects, correct? You can use them at the same time, right?
Yeah. Here, we'll just do a quick. So I'll do a.
Oh, you got 2 mics going, Jake. Do you want to mute one of them?
Yeah, thank you for that. Sorry.
There you go. Yeah, no worries.
So we'll do filter. So we got a beat crush and a filter. That's probably not the best example.
It's all right.
It sounds like a horrible track.
Just the fact that they're 2 independent effect systems that can run on top of each other or simultaneously. So.
Yeah, there's a good example there with the wash. So I have echo and wash. Yeah, so 2 effects engines, you can layer them as you wish.
Cool. One thing that I think I saw when we were going through one of your camera views, but we haven't touched on yet, is the engine lighting system.
Yeah, I'm excited to show you that, and I wanted to be like a little bit of a cowboy. I didn't set it up ahead of time. I just threw the Nanoleaf lights up here because I wanted to go through it in real time. So yeah, let me just switch to this view.
Okay. And I'm going to bounce myself out so we can see you full screen again. Oh,
Yeah, so we got our nanoleafs there. Okay, so let me turn on the mic. Single mic going on, I take it. You hear me okay?
2.
And then there was 1.
There we
Better.
go. Perfect.
Yep. Okay, so engine lighting. So what I have here, I have some nanoleaf lights. I've got a little bit of delay on this camera, but it won't matter. And this engine lighting now works wirelessly with nanoleaf and Philips Hue. And also, if you have a sound switch dongle or the Control 1 box, it will work with DMX and sound switch. So to get started, we'll just actually let me go with the one of the features I forgot to mention with this is that this is the first piece of hardware where we put a dedicated lighting button right here. So you press lighting, it opens up engine lighting, and then we'll just select basic for this one. And then the first thing that will pop up, it says, would you like to connect your smart lights? And so it gives you the option of Philips Hue, Nanoleaf, or no. So in this example, I'll select Nanoleaf. And then it detected my shapes. And I don't know if you can see on this screen, but one of the cool things is it'll literally, if you have some crazy shape created on the wall, engine lighting will detect that pattern and it will show it on, your screen. So then from there,
Nice.
It's connected. Yeah, it's connected. And if this wasn't connected, so I guess I lied. I had these connected earlier for a video I was shooting, and I thought I disconnected them. So there is one step that I'm missing, and that is when you aren't connected, you just hold the power button on the Nanoleaf lights until it flashes, and then that's how it communicates. So.
Well, Hue and Nanoleaf, they each have their own little linking, open it up to pick up a signal. So yeah, they're a little bit different than each other.
Yeah. But
Yep.
once you connect, it's great. And then what's really cool with this lighting, when you go to the lighting control override panel, and I could, go back to my song here, and if I want to do some additional lighting overrides, I could just go to this panel and dial them in from the touch screen, and I have complete control. But when I'm just wanting a automated chase sequence, there are a number of light show styles at the bottom, and so those are like an auto script chase sequence that will follow along with the beat grid of your track. So it doesn't matter if it's something you pull off of, say, Amazon or Beat Source. When it gets loaded up into Engine DJ, engine lighting picks up on those beat grids that are automatically generated when it's buffered in. So then the songs will chase according to that beat grid, and so you have an automated light show. And then you have performance overrides as well on the screen. So you have, you can strobe and adjust the strobe rate. I mean, you could do a blackout from the screen. You could do like a flash. And then you can get into the more advanced controls where you have even more control over your moving heads if you had those connected with DMX, and as well as different hue and color sequences and things like that. So, and additional auto loops, which is the beat synchronized chase patterns. So it's really cool. It's really easy to hook up, and for somebody live streaming, it's kind of really, I don't think it could get much easier to have a light show added to your setup than having Nanoleaf or Philips Hue, whatever your preference is. Works really well.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the Nanoleafs are cool, especially if you're doing like a streaming show, or if you're DJing on Twitch or whatnot, and you go for a controller where you access a lot of your music through streaming services, or you're just getting going. The Nanoleaf and the little hue lights and the ability to just click, click, click and have a background light show is pretty slick.
Yeah, and I haven't tried this, but I have Philips Hue over here, so I'm curious if I can just quickly connect to that too.
You might have to hold the link button on the hub, the Hue hub. Depends.
Yeah, it didn't like that. So probably because I'm connected to Nanoleaf right now. But yeah.
Oh, it just switched. It just changed.
Go. Yeah. Oh, I think I have. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, yeah. Oh, look, and they're both. This is cool. So blue. You can't see that, but that's blue.
Nice.
Yeah.
So they're all synchronized.
You can you can use them all together. You can have Philips Hue connected, and then everything follows along. So yeah, they get along nicely in this little ecosystem. That's cool.
Very cool. And then the DMX setting allows you to control moving heads, pars, effects lights, like using the sound switch ecosystem.
Yeah. So with that, what you would need, so it's a little bit more for advanced users, but you don't have to be like a DMX whiz by any means. But what the unit needs to know, anytime you have a unit that uses Engine DJ as the operating system, it needs to know where your lights are. So it needs to know their DMX addresses. So you can, as long as you take the time in sound switch on the desktop to lay out your lighting as far as where they are and what their address is, how many channels they have. You know, there's if somebody's not familiar with sound switch, it has a huge library of existing lighting fixtures. So you can look up like Chave, Color Strip Mini, and then you can just drag it over and it'll know how many channels it has. And you can just lay it out on the grid. And then once you do that, you just export that, the venue is what we call it, to a drive. And then when you pop it into here, you just select your venue from this list. That's hard to see.
Oh, cool.
And then it knows what DMX lights you have. And then the same rules apply where it just kind of follows the beat grids. So it just follows the beat grids, and then you can have your chases, then you can do your overrides, and your DMX lights are controlled as well.
Nice. That's really cool. So it's a cross-compatible ecosystem.
Yep.
I like it.
Yeah, and you can have Nanoleaf with Philips Hue, obviously now, and then with DMX, because in the past with the Mixstream Pro, I did have a full DMX setup and Philips Hue running at the same time. So by extension, you should be able just to pile them all in.
Nice. Very cool. I'm just going to point out real quick before we jump into questions that the SCLIVE 2 and SCLIVE 4 are both in stock. And we're scrolling a little coupon down there on the bottom that you can use to save on either one of those controllers. So they are able to ship today. Jake, are you ready to take some questions?
Yeah, let's do it. I'm just restarting my overhead cam real quick.
Cool. So Andre on Facebook Live says, is the same software as on the Primes? So SCLIVEs are running engine software, correct?
That is correct. Yep. Engine DJ OS.
Let me see here. What's up, Derek? Facebook Live. Francis on Facebook Live said, is there any difference in the build quality compared with the Prime 2 or Prime 4? They are definitely different.
Yeah, they're definitely different. So this is a more of a sleek, thinner profile, but it is a very solid build quality. Like we like to say that they have to pass the pinch test. So hard pinches all the way around. We don't want to hear any creaks or anything. It needs to be solid. But the Prime 4, Prime 2 are built with more metal.
They're metal.
More rugged overall industrial grade build quality.
Yep.
But that's not to discount the SCLIVE 4 and 2 build quality. Obviously, it is one of the first things I really noticed was how nice all the pots felt and the space between the knobs, and even the up faders feel really nice, and the crossfader feel nice. So I mean, it is a solid. I would put it right up there with any other standalone in this class and above this class as far as build quality, with the exception of the Prime 2 and Prime 4, because those have always been kind of a step above everybody else as far as build quality.
They're a metal tank for sure.
Yeah.
Let me see here. Roger on YouTube asked, will iTunes be available? Yeah, highly doubtful.
Well, the workaround,
you never know. But.
Yeah, I mean, the workaround, if you have an iTunes library, you could just use Engine DJ Desktop and just pack it to a drive.
Right.
And then anything you don't have, you have a lot of choices to pull something off streaming, Tidal, Amazon. Right. Yeah.
But as far as a streaming connection to iTunes, I would say there's a 99% chance of never. Yeah. As tight as Apple is with their ecosystem, for sure.
Yeah. But you're saying there's a chance.
Yeah. Not likely. Courtney on Facebook Live said, will it work on Serato out of the box?
Yes, it does.
Correct.
It works with Serato straight out of the box. If you check out Carlo Antondito's performance video, he uses Serato for that So it's actually a really cool integration. The waveforms are on the screen. You have your library navigation, library controls, and it's great. And I think it's a great feature to have because personally, I was always a 100% Serato DJ before I came over to InMusic. Was not familiar with Engine, so if that was me then, and I was like, I don't know about this Engine DJ standalone thing, the Serato DJ integration is a nice bridge to that ecosystem because eventually I'll be like, I'm tired of taking out my laptop. Let me try the standalone thing. And it's really easy to pack your drive with a Serato playlist and just use it in standalone mode. So I think that's a nice crutch, and it gives you the ability to kind of choose how you want to perform a DJ.
Right. A lot of people that come from Serato are real familiar with their library system, but that library system is also fairly flexible and open. It functions like like a finder. You can grab a playlist, grab everything, and then you can just start dragging and drag into a folder or to a drive, and then dump that drive into Engine, and prep an external drive for an Engine controller. So that'd be a great video to actually do here in house is file management. It's probably something that too many people don't spend enough time on.
Yeah. Oh yeah. And I know from experience, mine's a mess, like totally a mess.
Isn't everybody's a mess? It's that last minute scramble, right? Like I'll clean this up later.
Yeah.
You're not going to clean it up later.
I thought I was smart. I've been on Serato since 1.4. So that's like 2005 or something like that. And I was like, oh, I'll just use iTunes to manage my library. That sounds like a great idea. Yeah.
Nope. That's terrible. Yep. I found that I was, my first Serato version was 1.1. So,
nice.
And I used iTunes, and it's a mess. It's an absolute disaster. Not anymore, but boy, it was in the beginning.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
JJ, if you're still with us, had asked, can you fade songs for dinner cocktail hour? I assume he's wondering if you have a folder in Engine, if it'll auto fade between tracks.
Yeah, so there is a when you add it, you can play. So say, let's do a use case example. Say you have an Amazon or Tidal playlist that you saved, and it's like, this is my dinner jams. You can just select that folder inside Engine DJ, and then you can do play as playlist. And then inside the settings, you can even set your fade time. So it just loads to one deck. So if you have the SCLIVE 4, you can just use one of your channels, your decks for just dinner music, and just let it auto fade, and then you can still kind of prep on your other 3 channels. So absolutely
right on. Perfect.
Awesome. And then it is worth noting too, they buffer in. So if you're playing it through a playlist, it'll buffer in that first song, play it, but then the next one will start buffering in. So even if you I've done it on a hotspot on my phone using like 5G, and you don't even need, you can use whatever 4G. And it just takes a little longer, but it doesn't take as long as a song is. So before your song's over, your next song will be loaded in, even if you're using a hotspot. Right
on. I think I did read somewhere, and I don't know if it really matters or not, but the streaming Amazon Music is 2 stream sources, correct? Like it'll do, you can do 2 decks.
Yeah, 2 tracks at once. That's just because of their rights management.
The DRM. Yep.
Yeah. But the nice thing with the Engine DJ ecosystem is you can load up multiple. Since they do buffer in, you can pop out of there and load in either a save track, or you can load in another streaming service to the other tracks. So you do have some flexibility.
Cool. I know we already touched on this, but Roger had asked, are the speakers on the unit? Yep, sure are. They are. And you said that they are a higher quality speaker than what's on the mix stream. Is that correct?
Yep. Higher quality, higher power. And I think what the big thing, what is the bass response on them? I think that has a lot to do with the design. On the Mix Stream Pro, there's a front facing radiator and a top speaker, which is great. But with these, it's just an actual box. So
it's got an actual speaker enclosure.
Yeah.
I there's people that have kind of pooped on the built-in speakers, but if you're prepping sets, you don't have to hook up external monitors. I've had people that have they've commented that they forgot a monitor, or the venue didn't have a monitor, and they use the built-in speakers for their monitor. So
yeah, I mean,
it works. They're there, and you've got them. Why not? So
yeah, and if you see the flip side video we did, you can see that he has his booth monitor. He has it all the way up in the video, because we did have a monitor out of screen, for the mix, but he was using, a real scenario, using the monitor's speakers built in, because yeah, why not? I mean, they're right there.
Right.
There's no
No
in
delay.
this case, yeah, there's no delay. There's no slap back. So yeah,
Right.
they work well
Right.
for that.
Specialty Entertainment on YouTube Live said, can it be changed to horizontal instead of vertical display? Absolutely. How many? There's a ton of different views, right, Jake?
Yeah, there's a let's see if I can get over to that.
Sure. It's going to echo, but don't worry about it.
Yeah, I have an on-off switch on that mic. I should use it. That's probably a lot easier.
There
okay,
you go.
So this is my favorite display, the 4. You can press view again, so you have your library selection display. Push it again, you go back to this display. And then all the other displays, you hold shift and press view. So then you have the 4 stacked with the additional displays up top. So it's like a larger information display, so you can see your your loop divisions and things like that. You have the 4 vertical with the library in the middle, which sounds okay. And then you have your active tracks. So if I switch between, here, let me just switch that. If I switch my deck view, it switches on the screen. So, or my deck selection. So I know that I'm on that track. And so yeah, that's I think that might be.
Is there a 4 waveform view? I can't remember.
Yeah, so there's this one, but there's the 4. Yeah,
there's
this
a
one.
4 horizontal too, isn't there? Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah, 4 horizontal. Yep.
Let's see what else we got here. Dennis had asked, can you hear the microphone in the headphones when the headphones are cued to the main out? Had a Prime 4 and you could not hear the mic in the headphones.
I think there's a setting inside Engine now.
It was a software update, wasn't it?
Yeah, well here, yeah, so let me go tight. Turn that off. If you can see that, there's for your mic aux, there's a send to speakers, but there's also a send to headphones. So you can, flip that on or off. Cool. Or you could send it to booth. And that's really one of the cool things about having the Engine DJ ecosystem across all our hardware. For the most part, you're going to get all the same features, with exceptions, but for the most part, yeah, you get all the Prime 4 features on a less than Prime 4 price product.
Yep. Well, and it's nice to have the settings screen, because if you're DJing maybe at a club, you don't want the MC coming through your booth monitor, because that just is maddening. So
yeah. Yep. And the thing, if your viewers are not familiar, you have a profile that when you have your SD card and things like that, your preferences and your cue points and things saved to that. So then when you load up a streaming track, say you had cue points in a streaming track, it saves that to the SD card, even though it doesn't save the file, it saves the XML data. And so the same thing with your user preferences.
Right. Robin on Facebook Live says, no mic EQ. Why not? There's absolutely a mic EQ. You want to show it, Jake?
Yeah.
You go back to it. Yeah. So the mic EQ, Robin, is through the touchscreen. You get a full 3-band EQ. Is that correct, Jake, for both channels?
Yeah, it's for both mics. So
it's really easy to get to. Also, it's just a swipe down from the top. I mean, it's just a couple of gestures to get to.
Yeah, it's where we were with the mic aux setting. So,
yep.
And then you can just get to it. I swipe down just out of habit, but you can just get to it by pressing the menu button too.
I get used to the gesturing just because we gesture for all of our mobile devices. So.
Yep.
Let's see here. Chris Jett says, built-in speakers would be ideal for meeting with clients at their house to go over music prior to a wedding or a private event where the music has to be approved or planned beforehand. That's fantastic. Absolutely.
Chris, you do that, Chris? They invite you over? I know Chris, good guy.
I know. For sure. Let's see here. Mac asks, can you search track in specific folders instead of an all search line in Serato or Tractor?
Yeah, so you can search through your genres and artists and albums and BPM and key. So I'm trying to see on the. Yeah, so you can dive in deeper on the menu nav and search in those, but
Right.
there's no like search string that you need to type in like some crazy boolean or whatever they call that. But
Gotcha.
yeah, but you can search inside the crate, so you're not just searching absolutely everything.
Like a global search.
Yep.
This is a subjective question. DJ Faraz said on YouTube, "Can anyone tell me if it's better than a Prime 4?"
Depends on
I'm
the
gonna let you
user, I would
tackle that,
say.
right?
Yep.
It's you know, there's something for everybody, right?
Yep.
A Nissan Leaf might be the better electric car for family A. The Tesla Model Y is better for another guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it
Yep.
just depends on, some guys and gals collect them
Yep.
all. It depends on the gig. It depends on your preference. Like, I mean, you see, I like, this is my jam, but if I have a gig where I don't need that and it doesn't make sense, I would take a standalone like that. It just depends. I think, there's a certain segment of our DJ population. I know you guys know that too, where it's just like die hard, like, no, absolutely this or that's it. But
It's this or die.
yeah, but yeah, that's yeah. They can.
I would answer it like this: if you own a Prime 4, you don't need one of these.
Right.
If you're in the market for a Prime 4 and you need one and they're available, that's awesome. If you're in a market for the features of a Prime 4 and they're not available right now, this is a more economical way to get into most of the features.
Right. Or if you're somebody that goes, "Oh wow, access to all that music on Amazon streaming," and what most houses have Prime accounts, so
right.
This is definitely more attractive for sure. So great questions. Yeah, everybody keep them coming. So what else have we missed, Jake? We covered it all.
Yeah, I mean, I think we've really have really gotten deep with these questions. I'm trying to think of what else. You can't see them, but there are XLR outs. There's a booth, 1/4-inch booth out on this too. There's another RCA main out. And the computer input's on the back. So the computer input is that USB B, the same one that's on the back of mixers. So you're not taking up a USB input port by connecting a computer. So there are still 2 USB and 1 SD card slots. Nice thing, most people have seen the RGB pads. So that's a nice thing, and they obviously correspond with the color inside of engine of your cue points. Same thing with Serato. And then it's worth noting on the SCLIVE 2, that's a single color pad. Those are blue.
Okay.
Yeah, and then the other thing, the really nice pitch faders. Long, smooth pitch bend buttons, and there is keyed sync. And then, I mean, I think covered. Oh, there are 2 headphone jacks. We didn't cover that. So there's a 1/4-inch and an 1/8 inch. So,
and Jake, I didn't catch or look. Does this unit doesn't have a zone output specifically like the Prime 4 does? Correct?
It does not.
Well, you can.
You can route it, can't you?
Yeah. Well, you can. What you could do is just turn off the speakers with the switch and use this as the booth, speaker/booth. So you could run your booth output as a zone output. But you can't have I know what you're saying. You can't have this separate.
It doesn't have the third set of outputs.
Yeah.
Got it.
Where you can't have the a separate list playing, which would be cool, but not the case.
So, and I think for the software guys, the question I think was addressed maybe in Mojax's video and maybe in Crossfader, talking about switching from Engine OS or Engine DJ to software does require a reboot of the OS in order to do that. So you can't really toggle back and forth. But if say you're a virtual DJ user and you're using streaming services, be it Tidal or BeatSource or whatever, you could still stream running with virtual DJ and using those libraries. You just couldn't use the all-in-one features and toggle back and forth. Is that correct? I believe that's all correct.
Currently, to switch to controller mode, you have to go into menu and there's an icon, and then you just press that icon, and then it'll warn you switching to controller mode. It's going to basically mute, and then switch to controller mode. So
Yep.
yeah, and there's no way around that currently. We're aware that it would be better if it worked a different way. I will say that.
I know you and I had a little conversation about that last week.
Yeah.
JJ had asked, have you ever thought about offering a feedback eliminator? Is that something you guys could add in software? I would imagine the CPU and the controller is plenty.
I thought there was something, but I think I'm thinking of the not sending the headphone, or not sending the microphone to the speakers. So yeah,
That'd be kind of an interesting feature to consider. Some kind of an
Yeah.
AI feedback eliminator. That'd be cool.
That'd be cool.
Mac had asked day mode for the display. You guys have an invert color mode yet?
I don't believe so. I have not seen it. I know there is brightness.
Yep.
But I don't
think it does.
Yeah, that's a great
Day-night mode, probably pretty easy too. Well, nothing's easy when you're designing an entire OS, but something to put on the list.
There's invert colors. Yeah, I don't know.
Right,
It's that
exactly.
easy, right?
I don't know if you've ever done that in Photoshop, but it's not as perfect as you think it would be.
yeah, I know what you're talking about.
For us says, does an SCLIVE have an input for an HD or an SSD? Absolutely does. 2 USB ports, is that right?
Yeah, 2 USB ports and 1 SD card.
And one SD card. And you can stream audio from all 3 of those ports, correct?
Yeah, you can jump in and out, load tracks,
Yep.
And then combine them with streaming.
Yep. So you can use thumb drive. You can use an SSD, an external drive. Basically, is there size limits? The size limit is in the engine. I mean, it's just what.
I don't think so. I mean, I'll have to let the product team kind of tell me. But we've had this question before for Mixstream.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's really boils down to the database size and then the speed of your hard drive. So if you have a massive library and a database that might not be completely analyzed and a slow hard drive, you're going to be miserable more than likely. SSD drive is always your friend.
I think to clarify that question on the SSD, I think maybe what he was asking was, is there the ability to have an onboard SSD? And the answer to that is no. It would be only externally USB connected drives.
Oh, like the Prime 4?
Correct. Yeah. Or yes. Yeah. I think that's what he was asking. I'm guessing.
Yeah. So whatever your version of your question for us was, you got both of them. Another great question. Talkover on the mic. Is there talkover?
Yeah. They're actually, let's see.
It's in settings, isn't it?
Well, there's actually physical. There's physical buttons.
A physical button. Yeah.
Yeah. So you have your 2 mic controls here, and then the talkover button is to the right.
You guys have always been good at adding talkover controls.
Yeah, it's like one of those things where it's just kind of you don't
an
know
automatic
you need it until you need it, and then you're
right.
like, hey, why don't I? Yeah. So it's just a nice feature to have.
Yep, I agree. Any other questions? There's some great questions. Ramon actually just texted me and reminded me that that the Amazon Music Unlimited is like, what is it, like $11 a month? So it's not free with Prime. So I may have alluded that it was free, but it's not. So
yeah, it is a paid upgrade for the Amazon Music Unlimited, but they almost always have a free trial, and so they have a free trial right now.
Right.
And so, yeah, you can always snatch it up, and they'll probably have even more free trials closer to the holidays.
Cool. All right. I don't think that's it for questions. Kevin, anything else we want to cover or go over? These are in stock. SCLIVE 2s and 4s are in stock.
They are in stock
today. Yep.
I did want to throw this question out there, and it's a little deviation of what we're talking about, but does it seem plausible that this Amazon streaming technology could exist in additional in-music products going forward? Is that a vague enough way to ask that question?
Yeah, there's always a possibility. I'll say that because let's break this down. We need a certain kind of chip. We know how to get that chip. We have to put that chip into hardware. We know how to do that. So by extension, it's just as easy as
And subsequently, any existing hardware won't have that chip on board. Therefore, it seems plausible new hardware would be required, regardless of its manufacturer, in order to support Amazon Music's DRM chip.
That sounds accurate. Yes.
Saying stuff without saying stuff.
Yeah. Scientific reasoning is what we're doing here.
I covered your face up, Kevin. Sorry. I missed a question from David on Facebook Live. Said, do any of the Denon controllers with an inbuilt screen allow you to change the skin and have the beat grid and stems functionality? And he clarified that, saying with virtual DJ. So I guess his question is when you're running it in controller mode, will virtual DJ push its UI into the controller? Is that right, David? Did I get the question right?
Yeah, so I don't know the 100% full answer, but I do know that when we work with Virtual DJ, there is a skin that is packaged up,
Yep.
to work with the units, the Engine DJ units. So now whether that can be customized or not, I don't have the full answer to that. I do know Virtual DJ is very customized.
No, it's hugely open.
Yeah.
Yep.
So I'm sure it's possible. And then as far as stems, so the software mapping for Serato and Virtual DJ is, really good. So you will have, stems modes in each of those. So the build for the SCLIVE 4 for Serato is a new build. So Serato, as everybody knows, they're still in beta mode for their stems 3.0 release. And so you probably won't see that support for the SCLIVE until that's a public release. But the Virtual DJ integration, just like when you use it on any other product, you'll have a pad mode that you can use for stems, or you can use the EQ knobs depending on your preference you pick.
Cool. So hopefully that answers your question, David. But I mean, it really it's less about what is available on the Denon side versus what's actually pushing into the controller from the Virtual DJ software. And like you said, Jake, I mean the things that happen inside of Virtual DJ are really all part of Virtual DJ, and they're what's getting pushed to the screen. So without a doubt, I would say there's absolutely going to be some kind of skin that gets pushed into using with the Denon Eco Prime system that allows stem control for sure. So, Pat asked, can I put an InnoFader inside of it? Use a replaceable crossfader, or is it soldered on?
Well, not easily. It's definitely not. There's no screws. So yeah, that's not a user replaceable. I'm sure like Jesse Dean could figure something out, but yeah.
Sure.
Or Pat from InnoFader.
Yeah.
Right. Or Pat from InnoFader.
It's a full teardown from the bottom up, I assume.
Yep. I would agree.
JJ asked, any way you can offer splice like the Denon DJ DNS 5000 when enabled will skip to another part of the track seamlessly, kind of like Serato Flip?
Well, there is beat
Anything
jump.
like that?
Well, I mean, there's a beat jump. So that's kind of it, but I know what you mean by making it like Serato Flip.
It's not really like Flip.
DJ. No, where it's kind of saved to the track. So yeah, not currently is the answer on that one.
Cool. Kevin, you came back and then you went away.
No, I was just going to say, we're going to throw just a last call out for questions. If anybody has anything that we haven't touched on or a curiosity that you want to ask about, now's the opportunity before we wrap.
Going once, going twice.
We'll give them a chance to type.
No, type faster. I really appreciate you taking the time to go over this with us and everybody on Facebook Live and Twitch and YouTube Live. Jake, thank you so much.
Yeah,
Pat,
thanks
they're
for
in
having me.
stock today. They've already shipped. It's a show and go. They're available for you to place your orders today, and you can start your science experiment.
Yep. Do it. Put an InnoFader in that thing. Let us know how it goes.
Give me your money, Pat. Come on.
Oh, that's a good question.
Roughneck says, does the talk over ducking feature have parameters that can be changed on board?
That is a great question.
And while we're doing that, if you're on Twitch Live, Roughneck made some cool little SC emotes. So if you see those there and if you're watching on Twitch, go ahead and hit those in the chat. Show him some love for all that hard work he did.
I don't see anything at first glance for any sort of talk over adjustment.
Okay.
But to be continued.
Yeah. Some talk over and ducking parameters would be good. Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
There's those emotes.
There is some resonance and attenuation for both mics in the threshold, but yeah, no talk over adjustment that I see.
But it seems again plausible that because it's an OS, it could be integrated in an update.
Yep, very plausible.
Cool. All right. Kevin, you got anything else?
I think that's it for me.
Awesome.
I'm excited to have them on launch day on the 3rd.
Yes.
Nick, not the 1st, the 3rd.
Well done.
If anybody's interested, we are running a coupon code on the bottom. It'll save you up to $150 on the Prime 4, a little bit less on the Prime 2 because there's not as much to give away in a deal. But we want to
SCLIVE 4 and SCLIVE 2.
What did I say?
Prime 4.
Oh, I don't have any Prime 4s right now. I've got Prime 4s
No,
on
we
order,
don't.
but there's none in the building right now. Sorry.
Right. Hey, Jake, Prime 2s are gone, right? Like gone?
Well, they're
right?
still supported, but they're going to be hard to find. I know I'm kind of
Right.
choppy, but hopefully you can still hear me.
That's all right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I had somebody ask yesterday, how come there's no Prime 2s anywhere? But they're not easy to find. So.
Well, the official answer is chip shortages make everybody choose their battles. So.
Yep. Exactly. Yeah. If there's a lot of chips, they're going in Prime 4s. I get it.
Or what are
And
these
Jake,
or whatever? Yeah.
Yep. Exactly. Yep. All right, man. Kevin, where'd you go? You leave?
I'm here. I was just reading, see if there's any other questions. I was doing a quick scroll through, but because I can't see, I have to like put my face really close to the screen and try and read. So
Need to get you some goggles.
I do need some glasses.
Cool. Well, we're just a hair over an hour, which is always our target. So, Jake, thank you so much, man. I really appreciate you joining us today.
Yeah, thanks, guys. I appreciate it. And have me on anytime. Happy to talk with you.
Absolutely.
I expect we'll be talking about something else soon.
Probably. Chances are good. Chances are always good.
Yay. I love it. Let's do it. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. Again, SCLIVE 2s and 4s. They're in stock. Coupon 2022 DJ. We'll save you some chit-chat on those. And thanks, everybody, for watching today on Twitch, on YouTube Live, and Facebook Live. And Kevin, make sure you send Pat an invoice. He wants one.
I'm going to send him 2 because he's going to need both of them.
Awesome. All right, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you next time.
Thanks, guys.
Peace.